Hi, hello, my name is Greg, and I am just going to be sharing with y'all my first impressions on how I feel about this new gacha Madoka Magica game. I personally have not watched the anime, so this is my first introduction to this IP. I do play other gacha games, but I decided to try to, dip my toes into this because I saw that it had a similar combat to Honkai, and I personally love turn-based games. So I took it upon myself to start collectively writing down my thoughts and how I feel about this game overall. Of course, some of this information is not going to be new. I'm sure y'all have heard what I'm going to say in other videos if you looked up any content related to Madoka. Personally, I just wanted to share my feelings. Even though there are other videos out there sort of covering the same topic, I think I will be able to give a better sort of, I don't know, clearer insight from just a casual player's perspective. I'm not straight free to play friendly. Of course, I'm gonna invest my money into a game if I genuinely love the content of said game, but I'm also gonna be honest when I need to be, because no game is perfect. Let's just be real. Even our favorite games have flaws in them, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just understanding what you're gonna get yourself into and proceeding forward with that information, so to say. Again, I just want to disclose that everything that I say in this video is my opinion alone. If you don't agree with it, that's perfectly okay. And if I'm wrong, I'll always admit when I'm wrong. So if there's also any misinformation in here by accident, just feel free to correct me and I'll be sure to get that situated as well. But let me start first what I consider are the cons of the game, being direct with what's not great. I think we would be able to approach the game with a better understanding when we see it for what it is. Big red flag for free-to-play spenders. This just does not look like this is your game. Honestly, from these past 7 days now that I've been playing it, this game does not really give you the currency to pull for the pity characters. And let me just go more into that now as well, because this all kind of collectively joins together, kind of all trails within another. So you're probably wondering, how is this game not free to play friendly? You may ask yourself that if you've not approached this game at all, if you've not done any research on it. First off, the limited banners in this game, the rates, it's pretty bonkers. And bonkers not in a good way. Granted, it's a banner with like 3 characters, and each of them, their boosted rate is 0.075. It's not even 1%. It's less than a 1%, and that's their boosted rate, mind you. And to top that off, there is no like soft pity in this game. It's a straight 200 pull hard pity. And if you thought that was pretty insane, that doesn't carry over between banners. Like, oh my god. I haven't experienced a game like this since I was first checking out like gacha games. I forgot what day it was. I was bored at work, but I decided to download like the Fire Emblem gacha game. It's giving me the same vibes. And mind you, it's 3,000 gems for a 10 pull. Hello? 3,000 gems? What the hell? I'm coming from, the 1600 standard. Hell, even Girls Frontline 2 does 1,500 for their players. That's crazy. Double the amount for a 10 pull in this game that already doesn't give you resources? It's pretty insane. It's really greedy, actually. Oh, sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. They do offer you monthly passes, and I say that plural because it's not your typical $5 pass that you would get from like Honkai or Zenless or Wuwa. No, these passes, it's like the basic one gives you 900 free gems over 30 days, which again is not even enough for a full 10 pool. I think that's literally only 3 pools because 1 pool's 300. And then the paid premium monthly pass gives you 3,000 paid gems, which is essentially your 10 pool over the 30 days. And it's just crazy because the premium pass is like almost $20 after tax. And I don't know if y'all get taxed on your microtransactions. We do here now, apparently in the US. But yeah, the premium monthly pass alone is $20 for a 10 pull over 30 days. That's not good. Like, I'm sorry. You get literally almost that amount from a $5 monthly pass from your any other standard like gacha game. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, okay, honestly, I did sign up for the free trial because it's free. Why not? I'm gonna cancel it 2 days or more before the deadline so I don't get charged on the resubscription. But yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, I'm not gonna commit to that. No, 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 no. Something you guys might not have noticed, but these teams do require 5 people. And for any people that know gacha games, when you add an additional character to a team slot, because let's face it, I would say the standard is 4. Even some games have now shifted to 3, which is cool because it really does not put a demand on the player to sit and farm resources as heavy as you were for a 4-man team. But now we have 5 characters on one team alone. And people that don't know gacha games, you have to really think about the end game content here. Hello, you're gonna need 10 units for end game content. You usually need 2 teams when you're doing post game content. It's just that's what they've always set it up to be. So the fact that we need 10 units to have fully maxed out just as a set default is kind of a lot to ask for, I'm not gonna lie. And mind you, they're not really giving us premium units for free. I mean, we got the Breaker Madoka. Luckily, she was nice. She's been a great addition, but so far, you know, they are slowly giving us these 5-star magic keys. But even with the new event that's going on, the million download one, we're not getting that free magic key until after like April 24th or 25th, or just the end of April. We literally have a whole month until we get another 5-star. It's so crazy. It's so, ugh. They really want you to stick committed to this game. Oh my gosh, and don't even get me started. They literally gatekeep materials for you to farm your player. Like the character's magic skill ability, the ultimate skill is the main one that you need to really boost up your damage and fight. Also magic level, which require these rainbow colored crystals. There's a specific one that you need in order to go past magic level 30. And it's crazy because they literally gatekeep that resource from your farming until you hit portrait level 34. And let me tell you, you have to go through so much content to hit that portrait level. It is actually pretty crazy. I've had my my phone on auto mode for a good minute now, just getting through the content. Not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing, but it is a lot of content. And if you're a person that doesn't like to sit through auto battlers, this game is literally not for you. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Also, side note, there is PvP in this game mode, and yes, it definitely does feel heavy pay to win. But honestly, let's just be real. That's literally any other gacha PvP game. Of course, you're going to have the whales presenting their best units out front, and of course, they're going to be at the top. It just it still hurts the ego though, you know? So yeah, that doesn't feel good. But also, you don't have to play PvP, so you can just avoid it entirely. There are some rewards tied behind clearing PvP combat. You don't have to win, you just have to sit through the losses. But if you rather not, don't do it then. It's not necessary. One thing I've also noticed that this game is very centered much around magic girls. That's literally what they're called, or like magical girls. Haven't watched the show, haven't even gone out of my way to look at any characters or any kind of spoilers or future potential banner characters, anything like that, because I'm not too engaged in this game like that. I'm just playing this kind of passively. But from the most part, it really doesn't seem like we're gonna get any male characters. I really don't see it fitting into this game setting at all. Actually, if I'm really being honest, they would kind of stand out a little bit like a sore thumb, unless they incorporate it like it being a villain or something. But I also don't really see us pulling villains anytime soon either. Another, I guess, con is it's low-key an idle game. And people might not like the sound of that, but bruh, you can literally set your character on manual auto run. You can even have the character run faster through the little zones you're forced to go down. Linear paths, yeah, sometimes you have a little division in the road, but you're often forced back down the original pathway to the end. And there's no freedom in this game. The only time you get freedom is quite literally the forced fights on the bosses, I would say, because you can auto everything else in this game. Even the PvP is auto. Everything is auto in this game except for the story boss fights, which I appreciate. Lastly, for this con list, there is no PC client as of now. I know people are playing this on their PC through emulators to play it through their phone onto their PC. That's not what I'm doing. I literally am just screen recording from my iPhone because it's a feature, so it's like, why not just use it? I don't mind that it doesn't have a PC client. I actually don't mind playing it on my phone. It runs very, very, very nicely on my phone personally, so I don't mind it. But for the people that want to play it on PC, prefer to play it on PC, sorry to tell you, it's not out on Steam yet. We don't know when it's going to be released. Right now, all it says is just coming 2025, so we'll just wait and see. Thank you for sitting through that negative rambling. Honestly, not trying to be too bad on the game, but bro, I'm gonna be honest when I need to be honest. And now we're gonna look at the brighter side, things that I actually genuinely liked about the game as I was going through it. And I know you guys are probably like, what? What are you gonna say that's gonna make me think differently than what you just said right now? Well, please just sit and listen, please. So starting off this pros list, honestly, this is a really good story for a gacha game. And okay, I know that there's technically an existing IP attached to it. And trust me, other, famous IPs have done this, like Bleach, Seven Deadly Sins, Black Clover, all those other games. I think some of them incorporate their story into their gacha games, but they don't all land. This game's story, though, however, and the way that they present it, oh yeah, it is nice. I can't speak for everyone's own experience with it, but for a newcomer that has not seen the show at all, and it's my first time being introduced to these characters, this world, being told exactly how everything works, and knowing that there was something fishy going on from the get-go, and then finding out the plot twist, like, oh wow, it is so good. I didn't think I was gonna actually like the way that they did the 3D models, fully voice acted, by the way, love that. And they are also cute with their like VTuber models, the way that they move. I don't know, it works very well. I think it actually looks pretty sick. They even switched up the art style to like CGI cutscenes, which are really nice and polished, by the way. I love the different art styles and mediums that they are able to tell this story in. That really does help me connect to it better as a person, a viewer, an engager, a consumer. Also, it does have very easy grinding because, let's face it, we all appreciate a great skip button when it comes to resourcing in any kind of gacha game. It's very redundant for you to sit through an auto battle resource match when you can just hit the skip button. Ooh, another feature that I saw throughout the game just happening on its own, which I've never experienced before from a gacha game personally, but the automatic ascension upgrades for the actual characters themselves and their portrait, or otherwise known as like light cone, their weapon, etc, etc. I love that it automatically ascends them when you collect multiple of them. Like, what? Why hasn't any other gacha system implemented that yet? That's actually pretty insane. I was like, whoa, hold up, y'all are doing something here. And that kind of made me appreciate actually the game a bit more. Ooh, also, when you look in the actual shop to pull for characters, there is no weapon banner. And I'm actually very happy about that. I hate when you feel obligated to not only pull for a character, but then pull for their weapon. Because it's like, if you lose the 50-50 on the character already, then it kind of sucks because that extra currency that you're probably going to use for the weapon is now going towards securing the character, and now you're going to have to pull out of pocket if you really want the weapon. I like that so far in this game, we've gotten all of our weapons through literally the main story, the battler mode, and even events. So it's really great, and it's a breath of fresh air that they're literally giving us 5-star gold weapons portraits in this game for free, honestly. Now, I also did notice there's no technical battle pass for this game. But if we're gonna be honest, I'm gonna consider that monthly premium pass their fucking battle pass. That's even a little more than a typical battle pass. It's like $10, $20 if you want to buy the premium version. Sorry, I'm not going back on that one. Y'all know what I said about that premium monthly pass. I stand by it. It is bad. Y'all do what y'all want with your money. I can't tell you what to do. Going back into the positive side of the game, it's honestly fairly easy to get into. This game's not very hard in a sense. For the most part, this game does pilot itself. As long as you're constantly upgrading your characters, upgrading their magic levels, switching out their portraits for something better every time you're collecting a new one or with a better substat, you'll be able to push through the content just fine. There is a point where you will hit kind of like a rough patch. Mine was with the Mermaid Witch. I'm pretty sure that's going to be for a lot of people. That's literally one of the first, honestly, I'm going to just call it a breaker checkpoint. It really does push you to do a team with mostly just breakers. For the most part, you'll get through the content fairly easily. Honestly, I might have been like, bro, there's so much content like as a drag beforehand. But I'm not gonna lie, the content with as much as it having now, they just added a whole event and some other stuff, limited time event too, by the way. I like that they're keeping the game alive because there are some games that will debut and kind of just be stagnant until their next patch. So I can appreciate how much content they gave into this essentially to start with, and how they're already continuing to add content. For example, you literally have the story mode, you have the standard, you won't unlock the nightmare until I believe you've done all of it. I'm almost done. You have the battler mode, which is kind of, I mean, it's labeled as harder and it's technically not harder until more towards Mermaid Witch. You'll know where that's at. Trust me, you will know exactly when that's hit. The tower, I have not unlocked. PvP events, again, you know, they just keep adding stuff. So I like that there's a lot for us to do and to keep us occupied, even if, like I said, it's all auto battle, but the animations are just beautiful in this game. Oh, speaking of, yeah, let me go into that next. Actually, people are gonna say, you know, this game's an Honkai Star Rail clone. Honestly, it is, but it isn't. There's definitely some factors to it, the whole turn-based aspect, the skill points and whatnot, but this game does have its own identity within its characters, the world, and the layout of it and itself. Honkai definitely has its own identity with what it's doing now. Madoka is just using the turn-based foundation, and they're just working with it now on their own. I think personally, if you are a more laid-back person who doesn't want to feel overwhelmed by, you know, how MiHoYo usually does with their players, you can play this game and you'll be fine. Just take it at your own pace. Don't feel the rush to finish it fast. You know, these are free-to-play games. Proceed at your own pace. I don't know about y'all, but I've played one and dones, a few gacha games here and there, and not every HUD is very pleasing to look at. I don't really have any references at the top of my head to refer to. You know what I mean? Like when you've seen a game hub, when you know it's not, it's an eyesore in a sense. It's just, it doesn't look good. But here, it does. It honestly, I like it. It's very simple, shows everything where it needs to be. Wonderful. Very simple, very nice. Oh, also, by the way, the soundtrack in the game is amazing, and unfortunately, I can't play any of it for you at all through this video because it is owned by Sony Music Entertainment, and I'd rather not have to deal with them at all. But you can definitely check out this game's soundtrack somewhere, you know, on the internet. It's honestly so good. The theme, the tones of it reminds me a lot of like the Dot Hat series or like Nier Automata. I don't know how anybody else feels about, you know, the monster designs or the world layouts, the map, the way they artistically did everything. I personally like it. They kind of very distinguishedly stand out cartoony, and they kind of like twitching or, you know, are very distinguishedly out of place. I feel like it really helps us see the magical girls pop and be more like the center. We're focused on them, their bright, colorful cheeriness against these dark, muddy-ish looking kind of colors all mixed together, and it's cool. I like it. To me, it's a little bit of symbolism in it. Probably looking a little bit too much into it, but I don't know. And yeah, honestly, that's gonna pretty much be it for me. I yapped a lot. Sorry if it was more than you were expecting. I just wanted to be as truthful as I possibly could with how I am with this game at a first glance. Remember, it's barely the first week, so let's see what happens. Honestly, I really don't think this game is gonna be meant for the free-to-play category. You know, I'm sure you can do the content, but in terms of pulling for a character, you have to literally wait until you have all 200 pulls to guarantee a character in this game. And you want to know how much 200 pulls is? 60,000 gems. I currently right now have technically like I think 24,000 saved up. It would be at 30,000, but I did 20 pulls into one of the banners trying to get a specific character that I actually ended up getting with the paid banner afterwards. So yeah, that sucks for me. personally. I like that I got the character, but I just hate that I already invested 20 pulls into a banner that I'm no longer going for. So yeah, like that already hurts, and I don't want to feel that every single time when I'm playing this game. I don't want to feel like me pulling is going to end up hurting, because usually as a consumer, when you pull in a gacha game, it's supposed to be enjoyable. You're supposed to feel satisfaction from it. We'll see how long I last actually sticking with this game. Like I said, I did invest actual money into it already. I did pay for both of the one-time 5-star paid banner things, so I have spent like what, $40 on this game. That could easily be like what, another $40 if they decided to do again another 2 banners, with both of them being like a 5-star limit one-time temple. If this game ends up being like that, I probably would have to quit, because that's a little too malicious and greedy. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't like that practice. But thanks for stopping by. If you listened, I really appreciate it. This is my first time ever really making a video like this about a gacha game. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like. It really helps. Thank you so much. I do also stream on Twitch. So if you like to see me play, you know, gacha games or anything else like that live, always head over to my Twitch. Links in the description. Subscribe if you want to see more gaming content, not just gacha. I do play other games. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hope y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all in the next video.